The movie is set in a dystopian world, far in the future, where people seem to live in a simulated world. Most people have lost touch with the real world, as they are all confined within a community. There exist three categories of people: the rich, the middle class, and the underclass, which consists of the plus-sized people. The middle-class people are forced to ride stationary bikes to produce power for the rich, while the lowest class is assigned cleaning duties. The currency used here is referred to as merits, which are acquired by riding the bike, and are used to purchase all basic commodities, like food. In the opening scene, we meet our protagonist named Bing, as he is woken up by an advanced alarm clock. Technological advancement is evident as the guy's small cubicle is surrounded by screens all around, which don't require contact for control, but just signals. Immediately he gets up. The screen recognizes him and signs him into the system. His avatar appears, and his current merits show up, which stand at 15 million. Lucky fellow. He heads on to the washroom and uses his finger to draw toothpaste, and merits are deducted to cover for it. While brushing, an erotic advert plays on an advanced mirror, but he skips it. This further deducts his merits for skipping the advert. He is finally ready for work and joins others in an elevator as they head to work. Surprisingly, all of them wear the same gray costumes, which are accompanied by dull faces. This insinuates that they are sort of a controlled community. They soon get to their workplace, which is an extensive room full of fixed bikes. Everyone is busy pedaling while streaming their favorite shows as they do so. Bing gets to his bike and gets down to work, and immediately his merits accumulate as he cycles. However, some merits are deducted when he starts streaming. Next to Bing is a guy named Dustin, the only person who seems to be enjoying his moment. He enjoys fat-shaming as he watches a show about it and laughs hysterically. He also makes fun of the underclass cleaners, who are all plus-sized people. Not far from them is a lady who clearly has a crush on Bing. Though Bing seems to know about it, he doesn't show much interest in her and keeps to himself. At the end of the day, Bing relaxes his mind by playing some video games. This reveals the extent to which technology has suppressed social interactions. He is then interrupted by an ad that sheds light on people whose lives turned around after climbing the ladder. Most of them used their talents, such as singing, to secure better lives where they now stream shows for merits. The following day, Bing heads to work as usual, but his attention shifts when he spots a beautiful lady in the elevator. The new lady is named Abby, and he is instantly attracted to her. Later on, he overhears her singing in the unisex laboratory and is completely drawn to her. She has an amazing soft voice and is a very talented singer. He expresses his admiration for her voice and even asks her to try out showcasing it on Hotshot. That is the platform that has changed some people's lives significantly. However, she brushes off his idea, saying that she can't afford the audition ticket, which costs a whopping 12 million merits. This amount can be accumulated by cycling for about 6 months. To her surprise, Bing offers to purchase the ticket for her. It turns out that his brother passed away earlier, and his merits were transferred to Bing. Abby is at first reluctant to accept the big offer, but Bing presses on. He is ready to spend it on her voice, which is real, rather than the material items in the premise, which are mostly fictional. With much convincing, she finally agrees to take the offer. Night falls, and Bing proceeds to buy her the ticket. However, he is taken aback as he realizes the price was hyped to 15 million merits, which will drain his entire account. Nevertheless, he goes ahead and purchases it and sends it over to Abby. And the Simp of the Year award belongs to... The following day, Abby sets out for the auditions and is escorted by Bing. He keeps her motivated as she is nervous, and the two end up holding hands. The duo is then directed to the waiting room, where dozens of other performers have been on hold for several days. Due to her sterling beauty, she is handpicked and heads over for the performance. However, before getting on stage, she is given a mandatory drink called compliance. Bing is quite suspicious of it, and true to his suspicion, the drink seems to take Abby off the way. She finally steps on stage to perform before 3 judges, Hope, Charity, and Rafe. The show is attended by thousands of virtual attendees from their cubicles, with their avatars as the audience. Abby proceeds to sing melodiously and wows everyone with her sweet voice, except for the lady crushing on Bing, obviously. At first, things seem to be headed in the right direction, as Judge Hope compliments her singing skills. However, things head south quickly when he adds that the singing platform is already saturated with enough singers. Judge Rafe, who is a part of the erotic company, offers her a chance to perform for their company. He states that her beauty and physique will work in her favor and that many will love her. The offer comes with a significant change in her lifestyle, as she won't have to ride the bikes anymore. She will also be offered a bigger room and have a better life. Abby is stuck with the dilemma of choosing between morality and lavish lifestyle. Judge Hope tries to widen her perspective by asking her how many people wish they had such a privilege. The crowd also joins in and cheers her on to accept the offer. The pressure, coupled with the effects of the compliance drink, finally inspire her decision to take the offer. She will be featured in the adult film industry. Surprisingly, though, most people cheer for her decision. The girl crushing on Bing is not happy about it. Bing himself is torn apart by this. This takes a toll on him, as he remains dull over the subsequent days. Things get worse when an erotic advert featuring Abby plays on his screens. His merits are way too low to skip the ad, forcing him to watch it. He tries to cover his eyes, but this pauses the commercial, and loud noises play, forcing him to resume watching. The door also can't open while the commercial runs, and he is forced to watch to the end. Angered by this, he bangs one of his walls hard, till a shard of glass splits from it. He picks up the pointed glass, and it seems to trigger a thought in him. He decides to get over the past and push forward. Over the next couple of days, he cycles more than ever, and his merits start to build up. He even eats leftovers and cuts on his toothpaste use to save more. Additionally, he starts to practice dancing in his cubicle day in and day out. As time goes by, his merits keep accumulating, and he is finally back to the 15 million mark. It is finally apparent that he is up to something, as he purchases a hotshot ticket for himself. As he leaves for the auditions, he picks up the glass and sticks it in his pants. He also happens to have stored the compliance cup used by Abby earlier on. He sets out for the auditions and lands in the waiting room with several others. His ethnic background sets him out, and he is hand-picked to perform. He declines the compliance drink, saying that he has already taken it, and shows the compliance cup he had stored away. He steps on stage, and this puts a wide smile on the lady crushing on him. He starts off by making his dance moves, which receive much applause from the audience. Midway through the dance, he fishes out his broken glass and threatens to commit the unthinkable if the judges don't listen to him. He is given the leeway, and he goes ahead to express the kind of life they are living. His speech is deep from his heart about the reality of their lives, and this leaves everyone speechless. Judge Hope breaks the silence and congratulates him for the epic performance, which he terms authentic. He even offers him a stream, which translates to a better life. This instantly blinds him as he accepts the offer. In the closing scene, Bing streams for his show with his fierceness and glass on his neck. He then walks around his new apartment, which is comparatively much bigger and more well-furnished than his cubicle. The man who had started to show signs of fighting for the rights of his people quickly becomes a part of the system. Ironically, he doesn't judge himself as harshly as he had judged others in the same position as his while he was on the receiving end. As always, we only complain about a situation when it isn't in our favor. Thus, we can't blame Bing nor Abby for their decisions. Perhaps we would go the same way.